Hi, everybody. Good morning, good evening from wherever you're logging in from. My name is Ravindra Pera. I'm the host for you for CXO School, which is aiming to empower the future leaders. All of us start at different points in time in our life, just like any other system. Let's say a newly formed company might not have the maturity of the company that has been there for a long time. Let's check it out one by one. Let's talk about a startup. It's like a baby. For point problems, you have point solutions. You have limited resources. You have limited time. When it becomes a small enterprise, it becomes departmental. They have departmental needs, they have departmental applications. And just like a baby crawls and then baby starts to walk, the mid-sized company starts to automate based on value chains. The startup always starts with point problems. You have point problems, then you have point solutions to solve those problems. For small enterprises, as I mentioned, the departmental needs come into play. The departments have budgets. So within that particular budget, they start performing. For mid-sized companies, they have automated value chains. What are value chains? Value chains can be HR value chains, which is like hire to retire. It might be lead to cash, or it might be growth focus, which is trouble to resolve. How do we have troubles or growing pains and resolve them? The fourth stage is large to mid-sized companies. They are still a mid-sized company, but they are in the verge of being a large company. So now they actually start focusing on end-to-end processes and orchestration. Finally, the large enterprises. You might see a man who is actually holding on a box, who is actually struggling. Why? Because all large organizations started small. And when they actually become large organizations, maybe with multiple acquisitions, they have a lot of baggage to carry. Let's go and analyze one by one. Startups. What comes to your mind when you say a startup? So, a startup is an idea being executed. An idea being executed by one or more founders. There can be one or more founders for a startup. And there are roles and responsibilities that these founders say, hey, I'll do this. What about you do that? No concept of departments. Sometimes, if you actually see the founders, they might actually be starting at 7 in the morning and finishing their work at 11 at night. They do multitasking all the time. And founders have to get the work done. And they only have two hands and 24 hours a day. What are the challenges they face on a daily basis? They have limited funds, they have limited time, they have limited resources. They have a business challenge, they have an idea, they have a passion, and a business challenge to solve. Why are they solving that problem? For the customers, so that they can create value in the market. So, what are the solutions? In a startup, just like in a large organizations, they don't have departments. So, the solutions are more focused towards that specific problem. They might not even have the funds to go in and purchase off the shelf software. So, what do they do? They might be starting to manage everything in an Excel sheet or Access database. Then they grow bit by bit as and when they have the funds. So, build or buy point solutions is one of the things that startups do. Let's go to the next one. Small enterprises being built from startups. Departments are just getting started. Each department gets a departmental budget to solve their challenges. You might see something called the shadow IT. What is shadow IT? Shadow IT is there is no centralized IT function. each and every department try to solve their own problems using maybe Excel sheets or access databases to solve their departmental problems. So still, the limited resources is a big challenge for small enterprises. They have siloed problem solving mechanism where it's more department focused, and departmental applications may not be talking to each other because they have point solutions, point problems, point problems, point solutions. They do not have applications talking to each other. And what is the solution? Build what's best for the department. They do not think about 5 years from now, 10 years from now. They have limited resources. So what do? They build what's best for the department. Same department may be building the same capabilities within their applications. Even within the same department, they may be building, for different business problems, of course, they might be building the same business capability for multiple applications. Let's go into the next level, mid-sized company. When a small company becomes a mid-sized company, they now start thinking about value chains. They understand that the customers feel the heat, and in turn, they also feel the heat. If the customers don't retain with the company, then they of course need to know, okay, what are the value chains? I know I have departments, but if I have departments, that's not a concern of the customer. Customers will see the entire company as one person. So now the mid-sized companies start thinking more from a value chain perspective rather than departments. Irrespective of the departments, they think from a value chain. As an example, if we see a hire to retire cycle, from the time a job is posted, from the time a job is the participants are recruited, the time the screening is done, interviews are scheduled, interviews are done, final interview is performed, offer is done, and then onboarded. After onboarding, you have to do allocation of resources, getting into the system. There's a lot of things that go on for hire to retire cycles. So the mid-sized companies start thinking about value chains. That means maybe from the HR system to the resourcing system to the learning and development system for the IT department, because IT departments will be allocating their laptops or desktops. So let's see what are the challenges they face. Already invested on point systems for point solutions. When they were a small company, they already invested on a point solution for point problems. So they carry that baggage. The second is data duplication and master data management. So since they have already a set of systems, now they want to streamline it. They want to think more from a value chain perspective. But now the investments they have already made, they have to utilize without making net new investments. So this is one of the challenges that they face. The third is no real-time reporting. Because they have point solutions for point problems still, they actually want to do orchestration across the systems. But do we have real-time reporting? No, because data might be redundant, or the same data might be sitting in multiple places. What are the solutions that we can build? First thing that comes to my mind is building integration so that the systems can talk to each other. At one point in time, I was actually working for a startup, and when they actually grew, they actually started integrating and then bringing in an ERP. So the first step that they actually did was to build integrations, and for reporting purposes to build a data warehouse. So as you see the second point, the investment on data warehouses to build reports and dashboards is a second good step that mid-sized companies can take. Now, mid-sized companies don't stay the same way forever. They become larger mid-sized companies. So while Key value chains are integrated and processes are orchestrated. Superior customer service and process efficiency have become the keywords in the boardroom to maintain their clients and to grow their clients and also to grow the wallet share of the clients. We now need to think about more than just integration and progress process orchestration. We need to be differentiated. How? Superior customer service and process efficiency. So the challenges stay the same. If they have actually brought in new systems which is orchestrated, well and fine. But if not, we have to remember that technical debt is still in the whole ecosystem, right? Systems are already built, investments are already done. So they still have that problem. And multiple systems doing the same thing. Now we think about process orchestration and we are thinking about value chains. But remember, at some point in time, they were thinking about departmental problems and departmental solutions. Now, when they go back, they might see that some of the departments have two e-signature capabilities, one from maybe capability X and capability Y. They might be actually having using two different vendors, and they might be actually having redundancy. So what we can actually do is we can, as a solution, we can think about first thing is process orchestration without doing net new developments of applications. What they can do is they can actually have a BPM platform like Pega or APN or Salesforce or Bizagi. There are so many low code platforms nowadays. Process orchestration with industry BPM tools. I will actually do another session for specifically for the BPM tools, but business process management tools help orchestrate the whole ecosystem. The second one is application rationalization. What they do is they actually think from an organization perspective and they see what are the capabilities that we want to maintain in this company. What are the key capabilities? What are the supporting capabilities? And for these key capabilities, what are the systems we have? When we do this application rationalization exercise, we will find departments investing in multiples off the shelf solutions or solutions that are homegrown for the same capability. So, this application rationalization will actually make sure that for this particular capability of the organization, we will maintain only one application or one or two applications at large. The third is low code application development. The business dynamics, the legal dynamics change so fast. Because of that, low code application development has become the norm of day-to-day large or mid-size companies. So low code application development has to be at the top of the list in priority for each and every organization. Now we come to the large company mentality. Budgets are much bigger, but with few acquisitions, the company has now a problem. There is a lot of redundancy. As we acquire companies, we acquire the systems of those companies as well. Just like we acquire the clients, and just like we add on to the P&L, all the profits and the baggage that each of those companies bring in. So the challenges are legacy systems. How do we actually manage the legacy systems and how do we manage the data? How do we manage the investments that they have actually put for these legacy systems? So redundancy of applications and non-optimal integrations hinder a lot of companies when they actually go through acquisitions. And lack of reusability. See, just like I mentioned, large organizations all start small. So they have actually invested just to solve that particular problem. They don't think about reusability. They have bigger problems to think about. But now, when they become a large company and when they look back, they don't see one application for one capability. They might see like 7 or 8 applications for the same capability. Plus, when they actually acquire companies, all those companies come with a stack of applications. So, what is the solution? Process orchestration with BPM tools again comes to the rescue. Application rationalization again comes to the rescue. Do a capability map, try to see what applications need to be there, what capabilities need to be there, what applications we can sunset, and what applications we need to upgrade. Low code application again and again comes to the top of the priority. Let's conclude. We all start our companies, if we have companies, or all companies start as startups. They have point problems and they come with point solutions. As they grow, they want to streamline. They go into departmental reuse, then finally organizational reuse. So, point solutions can hinder reusability, but we all start there. Process orchestration is a great midterm solution. Process orchestration enables the existing applications to stay as it is, but a process orchestration will get the best out of the applications that they have invested already as companies, but makes the process very streamlined. So the complexity within those applications are hidden, whereas the process itself becomes streamlined. And the final one that I want to leave you with is true digital transformation is a moving target. Large language models are very common today. Predicting customer outcomes is common today, but yesterday it was not. So, true digital transformation is a moving target. My name is Ravindra Pera. I hope this session was an informative one. So, if you want to know more about me, scan the QR code and get in touch. My name is Ravindra Pera, signing off from CXO School.